Alrighty, hey, Mark Robinson again, founder of the International Academy of Wealth, and we're up to step 4 when you're building out your cash flow plan. And there's only a couple more steps, guys. After this, we've got money rules, we've got advanced money rules, and then we've got putting it all together, right? How do we take this cash flow plan and then add it to your bigger picture, right? Your well, what the system would like to say, your 30, 40-year plan. What I'm going to show you is how you can actually, when you fully understand how to put everything that we've spoken about together, you can take that 50, 30, 40-year plan and bring it into 10 years. Yeah. And it's really important to understand that. I really believe life's too short to be waiting till you're 65 to be financially independent. And I see people, guys, who are 60, 70, 75 and still having to work, and it's just a shame. Yeah, it really is. Now, some of them, don't get me wrong, they want to work because it keeps them alive and all that sort of stuff, but there's a difference between wanting to and needing to, right? And it's really important to get all this through. So in the first 3 steps, we talked about the plan itself. It's so important to do that. We have it in place, ready to rock and roll. We spoke about the the insurance fund, why it's important, where to store it, when do you use it, etc., etc. The last step I spoke in step 3, I spoke about the actual opportunities, right? And they are obviously a key component to all of it, right? And I cannot stress enough, guys, there will always be another opportunity. You don't have to FOMO, the fear of missing out. We believe JOMO's better, the joy of missing out, right? There's plenty of time and all that sort of stuff. What I'm going to talk about today and why you should listen or watch is I'm going to talk about the due diligence, right? And I'm going to talk about how to make a plan, talk about Google, all right? Because we all love Google because we know they're always listening. But I'm going to give you some other tools there as well. Talking about how you can take your time and why time will be your biggest winner. So let's get into it, right? And we want you to start to make a DD plan. And what I mean by that is we just have a simple tool that we use that helps you along with your due diligence process. Now, in the academy, we have what they call DD labs, right? Due diligence labs. And we have it by asset class. And we have members who are learning how to do due diligence, and we have leaders who are helping them to do that as well. And that allows us to vet a lot of the opportunities that are flowing through into the International Academy of Wealth. I mean, that alone, the resource is incredible, and we're excited that we've got it up and running, and it's going to be such a powerful reason to be not only part of our community, but for you guys to learn how to do due diligence, in a real systematic way, right? Because the biggest thing that you want to do is get rid of all the emotions when it comes to investing. So what I mean by that, I'm going to share my screen again. And this is our biggest tool that we use, right? This is what we call the Ultimate Wealth Acceleration Plan. And we have let me just bring it out a bit. We have a number of tabs that we use. And you would have noticed, when I talk about the cash flow plan, I had it, 1 month per tab. In the bigger picture, I do it so that's on the one tab and you just scroll down, right? And what I'm going to do in step 7 is I'm going to show you how to build it out into a 10-year plan and put it all together. But here are the other tabs that are pretty important. And I will get to what I'm talking about shortly, guys. But I think it's important for you guys to look at what we have. Now, we talk about when you are building your ultimate wealth acceleration plan and building out your perfect portfolio, which includes the cash flow plan, which we're talking about now, but it also includes not only the cash flow plan, but it also includes your bigger picture, your 10-year plan, right? But you need 2 data points. And this is part of the due diligence process, guys. So don't think that I'm just waffling on, okay? You need 2 data points. You need to know where you are right now, but more importantly, you actually need to know where it is that you want to be. And we want you to build out what we call your financial independence number. So when time and money is no issue, how are you going to spend your time? What does your life look like, right? And you need to get that done. And it's not about you turning around saying, oh, if I had 100 grand a year, I could retire. And I kind of go, okay, well, that's a starting point, right? But how do you know that 100 grand a year will cover your ideal life? Remember, you want to aim for when time and money is no issue. How will you spend your time? What will life look like? What will it cost to live life your way? And that's what this tab's for. It's about you building out your ideal life. It's about you going in and going, okay, well, if I didn't have to work for the next 12 months, what would it look like? Because we only want you to focus on 1 month, right? That's all we need. 1 month. If you just, sorry, 1 month, 1 year. We just need you to focus on 1 year, right? The next 12 months. So tomorrow you're financially independent. Well, how will you spend the next 12 months? What will that look like? So you'll notice in here, we've got no income, right? We just want to know the what it's going to cost to live life your way. And I want you to dream as big or as small as you want to. It's just you just living your life. And, as examples, you might go live in New York for 3 months, Spain, Japan, right? You're still going to have fixed costs as well. So you put those in there. But then you have all the fun, right? Now, I've left this in red, right? Because when I'm not doing training on the Ultimate Wealth Acceleration Plan, but I'm getting to my point. The red means, we will teach you that when you fully understand how the system works, a lot of your lifestyle expenses can become investment expenses. Yeah. But I'll leave that cliffhanger there for now. But this is where you have the fun. What are you going to do with your life? You're going to come and meet me in Sydney. We're going to do some dance schools, Disneyland, et cetera, et cetera. You're going to go hiking. Like, this is your life. Do what you want to do. Yeah. And so Billy and I, we're now at that point where we're literally about to become empty nesters. And last year we started off our traveling, and we spent about 6 months overseas, and then actually, over the last 12 months, I think we spent about 8 months overseas, right? And we're about to go back on our travels again. So because we love that travel. I'm sure I've got some sort of gypsy blood in me, right? I love the travel, just got wanderers, whatever it may be. Up to you, yeah? Now, the other thing too is, the other part that you can think about is that legacy stuff, right? What is the footprint that you want to make and leave on the world, whatever it could be. Yeah. Now, this isn't a necessary, right? For now, let's just get you thinking about your ultimate life. And then the other important part, right, is to get your financial house in order. Like, why would the universe give you more money when you're not managing the money you have? Okay. So I need you to understand that. Yeah. And this is just about getting a scorecard in place to know where you're at, what needs fixing or renovating, or in some cases, complete demolitions and building again, right? So, we'll go through that. But then we also need to know where you are right now, your starting point, right? And with your starting point comes your net worth as well. And these are the data points that you need to ultimately build out your ultimate wealth acceleration plan. But I want you to get into, this is all about due diligence, right? And this is the tool that we use as just a start for you to get used to asking questions around due diligence. What does it look like? So on and so on. So first and foremost, some of the questions that we look at is, I think this is the most important one, right? In your own words, describe the investment. And I want you to describe it like you're talking to a 12-year-old. The reason why I get you to do this is because I want you to make sure that you understand what the investment is, So I think a good example is Forex trading, right? So foreign currency, FX trading. So if to me you go, okay, well, what is it? Right. So I would explain FX trading is where you actually take a position against a currency and another currency, or a currency pair, as they call it, right? And you take a position that, and I'll use the US dollar versus Australian dollar. If you take the position that the US dollar is going to be stronger against the Aussie dollar, and it does become stronger, then you make money. But if it becomes weaker, if you close out the trade, you will lose money. Yeah. But at the same time, if you actually take the position where the US dollar will go weaker and it does become weaker, you make money. But if it becomes stronger, you lose money if you close out the trade. Yeah. And you would type that in if that's how you understood FX to be. Okay. And then you ask other questions like, does it current investment meet your current money rules, which we're going to talk about in the next step. Does the investment make sense? Now, I want you to think about this on a couple of levels. Does it make sense for you, right, going into the opportunity? But also, does it make sense in terms of what they are doing with your money? Like if they're trading with your money, does it make sense? Yeah, okay. Trading makes sense to me. But if it's like, they're, oh God, I can't even think of something, they're looking to, I don't know, create a school for llamas to teach them how to dance. Oh my God, worst ever, right? Does that make sense? No, right? It doesn't, right? The other thing to think about is return stated can be achieved, right? So if you understand, so with your current knowledge base around Forex, I won't use the llama the llama example, but does trading Forex and what they are stating in terms of the investing, can it be achieved based on your current knowledge? Okay. And if you believe so, look, Forex trading can earn anywhere from sort of, 1 to 5% a month up to, literally up to 30% or more. Some of the best traders out there, can make, 2 to 5% per day. Okay. So it is achievable. What education do you need to understand it better? So this is where you could go, well, I need to learn what candlesticks are, patterns, swing trades, the Bollinger Band, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Martingales, this is where you might go, I need to understand it a bit more before I go into it. And then you just write down, I want to do a course on foreign FX trading, or I want to Google and research what copy trading is, what social trading is, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. And then you actually make a list of all the places that you could perform your due diligence on. And it could be simple as just, looking at reviews on them, checking scam sites, Google, Facebook, you could try and contact the trader if it's a copy trading example, so on and so on, right? And then with the rest of the tool, and guys, this isn't a yes, no, or a giving it a score or anything like that. It's just to give you more and more of an understanding. So, one of our members has actually turned it into a score base. And basically, if it's over, I think it's like 5. If it's over 5, it's good to go. If it's below 5, but above 3, it's a maybe. Do more research. And if it's below 3, don't even look at it. Right. So again, we're just giving you the tools, and then you can develop them to suit the way that you want things to happen. Okay. And all that sort of stuff. There's so many, these questions where you just run through them, right? What other investments got to look at that will provide me with the same benefits? Great question. What other investments will I not be able to get into once I invest in this one? Because you are now, once you get into it, you're potentially locking up capital for a certain amount of time, right? Any other costs, blah, 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 blah. So this has been a really good tool for our members, and it's a starting point, right? And it's important to really know that when it comes to building out your due diligence, right? There's the start. It helps you build out your DD plan. Now, where do you look, right? Like Google is your friend. Now, and I say that lightly, and I do joke that Google's listening all the time, but in reality, we know they are, right? We love you, Google, right? But there are other search engines out there, right? Excuse me. One of them out there, which is pretty good, called Brave. And you want to use other search engines when you need to go past the mainstream, right? So if you are looking at opportunities, excuse me, if you are looking at other opportunities such as, I don't know, say medical marijuana, right? There may be a narrative in the mainstream, and they could be looking for sensationalism. So they're looking for headlines, clickbait, et cetera, et cetera. So you need to go past, Google and Bing and what have you, and go into the ones that are a little bit more neutral, right? Like DuckDuckGo, Brave, et cetera, et cetera. And it's important to understand that, yeah. But for the most part, Google's going to be fine. If you're checking just scam sites or, Forex, or you're doing research on social media, etc., etc. Look, just there's nothing wrong with, going down the mainstream path, right? I really want you to take your time though. There's no rush to do due diligence. Well, there may be, right? Now we have opportunities that we have access to that they do actually have deadlines. Yeah. And you obviously will have to do your due diligence in time if you want to get into that opportunity. But like I said, there is always, right, another opportunity coming up. So there's never going to be a rush to get into something. So unless it fits your money rules, it fits where you want to be, it fits your portfolio, it's going to work well with the cash flow, then you should speed things up and do your due diligence so that you've got enough information to make the decision to go into it or stay out of it. Yeah. Here's something that I haven't sort of mentioned before is Billy and I have a very small portion of our portfolio as gambling money, right? Now, I'm not talking about the races or, sports bet or anything like that. It's not the traditional or the casinos, anything like that, right? We don't gamble that way. I'm talking about a small amount of capital that should we want to go into an opportunity, but we don't have time that we don't have time to invest, right? Then I should have turned off my phone. Alrighty, guys. So your action steps that I want to go into now is you want to start building out a plan, right? The action I would love for you to take is to reach out and ask for a copy of our UAP. We have a shrunk version for you that you can utilize, guys. Absolutely no charge. So you can start getting used to building out all the stuff that I spoke about. But more importantly, from this step is to make a plan. Start answering questions, getting used to the questions, that you have to ask for due diligence. It's absolutely vital that you do it. I hope you find all these so far, guys. We are up to step 4, and I'm hoping you're finding these extremely useful. But I can't guarantee anything. One thing I can guarantee, guys, is you are going to have far more success if I'd love that. Far more. I don't know if you heard that. Dogs just went nuts. The beauty of recording when you forget to close the door. But guys, it's not always going to go to plan, right? And that's the key here. So, but if you stick to one thing, I can guarantee is if you do the work, if you take action, you're going to have far greater success than if you just start throwing mud at the walls and see what sticks. So next step, guys, we're going to talk about money rules, right? And it's important to start understanding about that and go from there. And then we're going to talk about advanced money rules, and then we're going to tie it all together. And that's the 7 steps for you guys to have an incredible cash flow plan where you can take $10,000 and over 18 months, turn it into a $10,000 per month income, right? And that's what we're chasing here, right? All right, guys, see you on the next video. Bye for now.